Hello everyone, so today I have a really exciting video for you because I am going to be showing you the new Sam Chapman collection from Beauty Pie. I've been a member of Beauty Pie now for over 3 years. I love so many things from Beauty Pie. There's a Beauty Pie candle burning behind me right now, which is no coincidence with the video because they are the only ones I've been using. And so much of my skincare, hair care, makeup comes from Beauty Pie. I've created quite a lot of content for Beauty Pie because I just love their products, and because of this they actually sent me PR this time, so I've received this collection in PR and I'm so grateful to Beauty Pie. So thank you so much for sending this to me. I'm over the moon and I can't wait to show everybody how beautiful this collection is. And if you're new here, hi, my name's Hannah, I'm 47. I have combination skin, mostly dry with a bit of an oily T-zone. I'm not a professional by any means, I'm just somebody who loves beauty and I love to share that passion here on my channel with you. So if you think you might enjoy this sort of content, I'd love it so much if you liked and subscribed. It's getting so difficult to get noticed on YouTube lately, so anything at all, subscribing, hitting the notifications, any comment, just saying hello, anything at all is so helpful to me. I really appreciate it. Anyway, let's get on with this video. So before I do anything at all, I have nothing on my face right now. I just have to mention something completely off topic but still Beauty Pie, and that is this product here. This is their Renewed Density hair product. And the reason I need to quickly mention it is I was just doing my hair now before this video and it really stood out even more than ever before. Just look at this here. I literally have a new fringe forming here, and the reason I bought this is because my hair here was starting to disappear. You know when you put your ponytail up and things and you notice that this area here is just thinning out. It's another delight of getting older. But look, I've used this now for a couple of months and I've got an entire new fringe growing. It is the same on the other side, but I'm not sure if it's coming down. But anyway, basically it's worked on both sides. Oh, there it is. So impressed. I'm onto my second bottle and this is my backup. And to apply it, just in case you haven't ever used this, it has this nice long nozzle on it, so you can just put it to the areas you want it and spray. And I was doing this every day for the first few weeks, and now I just do it once a week. But honestly, it is literally a magic product, so just had to quickly mention that. So I will be using all Beauty Pie, but I'm not going to go into great length about all the products because some of them are older products and we're here to see the new collection. So I'm just going to start quickly with my Beauty Pie primer, and this is the Wonderfilter Brightening Primer. You can see straight away how it gives my skin a lovely glow. And next I'll be using the skin tint, the Super Luminous Skin Genius, and I've got this in shade Light, which is probably a bit dark for my skin tone, but I do like to go up a notch so I can just get a little bit of a tan from it, especially if I'm going for more of a natural look where I don't want lots of makeup. I prefer to apply this with a brush. I feel like it does sit better on my skin that way. I'm afraid I don't have an awful lot of Beauty Pie brushes, so I'm not using all Beauty Pie brushes. I do have a couple and I will be using those when I can, but for a lot of it I'm not, I'm afraid. So this is my BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. Just see how quickly this has just gone in. It's just an incredibly easy product to apply. It can be applied with your fingers, with a sponge. Just gives light coverage and a nice healthy glow, and on top of that filter, a real glow. Just adding a bit more to the areas that are like a little bit more coverage. Not that this gives much, not that it's supposed to, being a skin tint. And before I go in with my concealer, I'm using the Super Luminous Under Eye Genius Corrector in light medium, which, as you can see from this, is a well-loved product. I do have the Pro Angled Concealer Brush from Beauty Pie for this, which is a perfect shape for getting into these areas. Now this colour, it's got a slight pinky tone to it. This helps to really cancel out any darkness underneath my eyes. And it also works on my eyelids because I do have quite a lot of purple on my eyelids. And I will go in with my fingers to use the warmth of my body basically to try and really let this melt into my skin. And the reason I've chosen to go for a more natural look with the tint is because I want to show you how two of these new products from this new collection work to create a very natural look so well. And So I'm not moving to concealer yet, I'm going to let this dry in. And whilst I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to go in with this. This is the Wondercolour Soft Shadow Eye Crayon, but I won't be using it on my eyes. This is in the shade Lady M. And for me, this has become a fantastic product for contour. So I'll place a little bit of this beneath my lips to try and, not to line my lips, but to make them look more full, to create a bit of shadow beneath. I'll just show you now. And then a little bit above. And then just using a concealer brush, a different shaped one, not Beauty Pie, just buffing it out. And see how this is the perfect colour to create a sort of natural shadow which gives your lips a more full effect. And I'm now going to use this on my nose. Applying contour with a pen is also so much easier in areas like the nose. You can see from the colour on this that it's absolutely perfect for contour. And look how quickly and easily it blends in. It's so creamy. It's so easy, look. Take it up here just slightly beneath the eyebrow. And I think it gives the most natural contour. I'm just really impressed with this one. And now contouring the cheeks, just below the cheekbone there. And taking it up a tiny bit in a sort of V shape. And I've got my Beauty Pie Pro Bronze and Contour brush for this. Just tap this in, and again just watch how this just blends straight into my skin so effortlessly and provides the most perfect contour shade. Look at that, so quick and easy. You can swipe it, but I find buffing it in is a little bit better if you want to keep your makeup in place. And then taking it to all the other contour areas of the face, so the outline of the forehead, and underneath here and here. There we are, just a very light, hardly noticeable contour, but enough to give me that little bit of shadow. So next I'll go in with my concealer because my under eye should have dried down now, so I'll be using the Super Luminous Concealer. This is a serum concealer and it's in shade light, just like with the Skin Tint, and it has this doe foot. I don't need a lot, to be honest, because I've already got quite a bit of coverage from the Under Eye Genius, but I'm just going to put a little bit here and see if I can just get a bit more coverage where I want to cover up certain marks on my face. And that is literally all the concealer I want under my eyes, because being 47 I do not want a lot of cream under the eyes, but this is a very, very light serum and my skin absorbs it without it settling into any fine lines at all. So it's perfect really for me. Now this doesn't give a very strong coverage, it's very light coverage. But like I said, when you use it with the Under Eye Genius, it gives you definitely more of a medium to full coverage, I'd say. So, lovely combination. I'm just taking what's left on the brush down the nose, just to brighten up in between the contour lines. And sticking with creams and my natural makeup look today, I'm going in with the Beauty Pie Cream Bronzer, and this is in Goldielux. I do believe this is no longer available, so I'm hoping it comes back. I don't know, to be honest, but let's hope so, because these are lovely. I don't need a lot of this, because look at the colour I get from this. Very strong colour, but it does blend in nicely. And again, this is a bit strong for my skin tone, but I went for it just like I went up a shade with the Skin Tint, because for these natural no makeup days, I don't want lots of makeup on my face, but I do want to feel a bit like I've just got back from holiday, so that's the look I'm going for today. But look how easily that blends out. Incredibly easy to use. I'm taking this then across the forehead and across my other cheek. And using the smaller end of this bronze contour brush, I'm going to take a little bit onto the very tops of my eyes. I'm not going to go across the eyelid because we're going to be trying out those new eye paints today, but what I want to show you here is how this is a perfect sort of crease product for the crease of the eye here, and if used with the bronzer together, you can just blend out like this straight in, so it's very natural. And this is how you can get your no makeup look without even using anything else. It also creates a nice base for the eye paint so that you've got colour at the top, because for me personally, with my skin tone, I don't take the eye paint too high up, so it's nice to have this little bit of bronze shade here as a base crease colour. And just blend it out so it very naturally meets with the cheeks. And now the blush and cheek tint from this beautiful Sam Chapman collection. Sorry about all the handprints on this. I've been testing this one out for the last 2 days. So this has 8 grams of product in, and it's £14 if you're a Beauty Pie member and £30 if you're not a member. And if you are new to Beauty Pie, I will explain at the end of this video how the Beauty Pie membership works. So this creates a sheer glossy colour which you can use on lips and cheeks. So it serves as a highlighter and a blush, not a bold brush, which is blush, not brush, which is why it's so good for those no makeup days, which I'm trying to show you now before we move on to the other products. So I think I'm quite happy with the way my face looks, maybe a bit of eyeliner or mascara and I'm good to go. But what's missing is a bit of colour in the cheeks and a little bit of colour on the lips. So I'll just put some of this on the lips. You can see really it's just really emphasising your natural lip colour and not giving a lot of colour, but enough. It applies really like a lip balm, extremely comfortable to wear. I prefer to apply it with my finger. So there it is on the lips. And now on the cheeks, if I just show you one swipe, I'll just take it high and across and high. That is all the colour I'm getting from the first 2 swipes. And then using the bronzing buffer brush again, I'm just going to tap this in and you'll see how really this just disappears in seconds. It's already gone into my skin, and when I say disappears, I don't mean you can't see it, I mean that you don't have to do any work. It's in and it's on and it's so easy. Now that's just given me a tiny little bit of red colour and it's given me a lovely shine across here, serving really as a highlight look. Can you see the shine with that? So these 2 new products have basically given me my contour, my blush, my lips and my highlight, just these 2. So the multifunction of these is phenomenal. And this one obviously I've only used for contour when I say multifunction, but this one can be used as an eyeshadow. It spreads out beautifully because you've seen how creamy it is, and as an eyeliner, and I will have a clip for you later in the video showing how this works as an eyeliner. And the colour of this can actually be built up, but I would now for a second layer go in with a brush, because it can, when you start sweeping layer over layer, it starts to remove a little bit of what you've done. So I find it a bit easier to use a brush at this point. You can just deepen up the red a little bit. And then what I like to do is take a little dab across the nose like this, giving me that really fresh-faced, just come out from a jog or walk outside in the fresh air sort of look. So at this point you could completely stop and call this your no makeup look, and it's just giving your skin a bit more of perfection but without much work at all, and it looking extremely natural. Obviously it's very glowy, so at this point, however I'm wearing my makeup, I would go to powder my T-zone because I do have an oily T-zone anyway, and creamy products do have a habit of moving, so I do need to lock in my concealer at the very least and my T-zone. I have my Beauty Pie Wonder Filter Magic Blurring Powder. It looks like this. I'll just tap a little bit into the lid and using a powder puff, and then rub it into my skin, so that I don't have a lot, because especially with mature skin you do not want a lot of powder collecting on your face, and I find this the best possible way to apply it. So now tapping it underneath the eye. I'll just do one side so you can see how magic this powder is. There, can you see the difference between powdered and not powdered? And also, can you see how my texture is showing up like crazy here where I haven't powdered? But this side, this magic powder has virtually erased the texture. Fabulous. Now I didn't powder my eyelids, which I would normally if I've got concealer or anything on my eyes cream based, but we're going in with the eye paint, so they will not want any powder. So now on to the eye paints. Now I have tried a look with every single one, individual looks with each one, and in all honesty I can't do that today and remove each one because the skin here in the corner of my eye is incredibly thin. And putting it on and taking it off 3 times in one day, and I tested a bit the night before, has really upset my eyes, and I've always known I shouldn't do this for filming, so I'm not going to do it today. But what I will do is insert a clip here of me trying on all 3 of these so you can see how they look worn alone. And this clip does also include me using this as an eyeliner, because today for my look I'm not going to use this as an eyeliner. So I'll leave this clip here to rotate for you so you can see how all of these look as individuals. And for my look today I'm going to use all 3. Before I start, I didn't tell you how much this pen here costs, the one I use for contour, which like I said is also eyeshadow and eyeliner if you want it to be. This is made in Germany. You get 4 grams of product and it costs £10 if you're a Beauty Pie member, and it's £24 for non-members. And the eye paints have 9 grams of product and it's £12.50 if you're a member of Beauty Pie and £25 if you're a non-member. Now from testing these over the last few days, I can tell you that a little bit of this goes a very, very long way. So I personally prefer not to put it on straight onto the eyelid because you just don't know how much you might squeeze out when you start. And if you get too much product, you could panic because you'll just have so much, because they really are pigmented. A tiny bit goes a long way, as you will see now. Now the back of your hand works absolutely fine, but you will need a good makeup wipe to get it off, because when these set down, they don't want to come off, which is great, but not so much on your hand. So for me, I use a mixing plate. Now anything would work for this. You could just use the cap of a cream. For instance, I could use the top of the bronzer. Anything like that would work. Today I'm going to be using my mixing plate. So I'm going to be starting with Omni, and I just put a bit of this into this mixing plate here. And when I say a bit, you'll see what I mean. That is all I want on the plate. And I don't have a Beauty Pie brush for applying this, but I do have this Merit No. 1 brush, which I have to mention because it is phenomenal. It is a cream brush, and it has this thick end for applying the shadow across the eyelid, and then you have this end here for eyelining with cream products. It's very good. If there's anything like this from Beauty Pie, please let me know, because I don't have their brushes, and I apologise if you already have some. So now basically I'm just smushing out the shadow here on the palette, and you can see how I've really mixed it up, because I do not want a lot on the end of my brush. And you'll see why now, because you really don't need a lot. So I start very lightly here in the middle. See how much colour I'm getting immediately from that tiny bit on the brush. But applying it with a brush like this, I think, just gives me a lot more control. Now, as I said earlier with putting the bronzer up, I don't want the colour to come up really high on me. This suits some people, but for me it shuts my eyes down, it boxes them off, and it doesn't suit me. So this is the way I like to wear it. Start taking it up here to the outer V. I'm not going back to the palette to pick up any more colour to do this, because this really is enough as my first shade. And what I'm showing you now is how to wear this in a more light way, where it doesn't pack too much of a punch, because you can intensify it, which we will look at next. For me, that's got just the right amount here. I don't want it coming into the white area there, because if it gets dark in this bit here, that's when it really shuts my eyes off and makes them look smaller. So I'm just taking it up here into the outer V there, and that's it. That's how easy it is. Incredibly easy. Just a tip for you, if the colour does spread too far and you feel it's starting to look a bit messy, if you go back in with your concealer brush, which should still have a little bit left on it from earlier, and you just tap like this over this area here to sharpen it up a little bit and stop it from spreading out too far. That's as far as I like to personally take it. You can take it a bit further, obviously. So this is how Omni looks with just the one layer. So now if you want to intensify the colour, at the moment I say this is a lovely day look, a nice easy day look, but if we want to intensify it a little bit, just put some onto my little finger, and look how much this intensifies applying it with a finger. I'm going to stick to the bottom part of my eyelid when it comes to the intensified section. I don't want it to go up. And then I'll just tidy it with a brush, and you can see how it's almost like they're two different colours. Like a transition shade above and then your eyelid colour below. I'm not going too far to the very end of my eyelid here. Just want to apologise now if the quality of some of this has been blurred, because I think my autofocus has been trying to pick up on my candle, so I've just removed the candle, which is a shame. But hopefully now the focus will work. If there are blurred sections in this, I do apologise. Anyway, if you do use a plate like this, you will notice that you waste less product, because if you squeeze out the amount I did at the beginning and you have it on your hand, it could dry out. So if you're going back in with your finger after the brush, you may find it's already dried out and then you need to use more. So that's one way of not wasting the product. So next I'm going to go in with Verona, and that is all I'm using. And I'll be using this small flat brush. This is actually an old Sigma brush, which I can't find anywhere, so I don't think it's available anymore. There's loads of brushes around like this before, working it round so I don't have too much on the brush. And now I'm going to take this here and go from the inner corner of the eye up. So I'm filling the section I didn't complete and starting to meet Omni, because these two colours work together beautifully. So I'm taking it to about the first third of my eye, and I find that with it being a bit lighter and brighter, it just helps to make my eyes pop. But I love the way that these two colours work together though. And that's it, that's how easy it is to do. And now I'm going to take Casio and put a very similar amount onto my mixing plate. So just that tiny little bit. And now I'm going to use the thin end of this brush. And now I'm going to use this to line my eyes. This is the darkest of the three shades and it works so well as an eyeliner. Now obviously we have the new eyeshadow slash eyeliner, Lady M, which works perfectly for this as well. But for my mature skin, I personally prefer applying powders or creams for eyeliners because it's just so soft on this area here. It's so nice to apply. That's not to say Lady M isn't easy to apply, but this is my preferred one. And I like the fact that I'm using all three colours and creating a sort of multicoloured look. So I've just taken up a tiny wing there and then bringing it to meet across there. Bringing it close to my eyelashes just to give a bit of depth to my eyelashes. Can you see how easy that was? Honestly, incredibly easy. If you've never attempted a wing of any sort, this would be my recommended first way of trying, because this is the easiest way to create a wing. Just taking it up from here, starting from underneath, take it up just slightly, just a small wing, and then linking it up here. So simple and so easy using creams like this. And these eye paints, you can see, are very forgiving on mature skin. Now you could build this up even more into your outer V to get a really powerfully smoked out look, but for me I think I have enough depth with the way I built up Omni already. So I'm just going to stick with this wing here, which has given me enough, I think, of a smoky eye. Now to brighten up my inner corner, I'm going to use this wand from Beauty Pie. This is their luminizing wand in Champagne. Put a dab of this here into my mixing palette, and I'll be using this brush, which is my BK Beauty 207. This is a sort of perfect dense brush for doing this, and then dipping into the luminizer, using it, just pressing it in here for a pop of light, just a little bit. And I find using creams again is very forgiving on this part of the eye, which tends to be, for me, the most wrinkled area, the one that shows up the most when you add luminizing products. But when you add a cream or a satin powder, they're the two I find that are most forgiving. There we go, nice little pop of colour. Take a tiny bit onto the eyelid, but not much, and just take it up to the bridge of the nose to give this whole area a brighten. Now you could do this with a powder highlight or any sort of cream highlight, so whatever you've got in your collection, and then run it underneath the eyebrow. And if you were just using one of these shades, especially the two darker shades, you could also pop a little bit of this highlighter on your finger and dab it into the centre of the lid to give a pop of light to the centre here. I won't be doing that today because I think I don't want to really disguise the colours I've created by doing this multi-shade look. Now I've tried these eye paints with concealer underneath, with the corrector underneath, and with nothing, and I found that it makes very little difference in application. And with all three I am getting a little bit of transfer where it all collects here above the eye. Now this won't happen with everyone, this is down to the natural oils in your eyelid. So if this doesn't happen for you, then great, I would just leave this completely. But if you do have oily eyelids, or if this happens to you the first time you try it, one tip would be to put a tiny bit of the powder onto any sort of fluffy brush and then just tap it over so you're sort of setting the eye. Now, I've only got a tiny bit here of the setting powder, so it's not taking away the colour or changing the look, but it's just helping to lock this in place. And when I do this, it doesn't move at all into this area here. So now I'm moving on to mascara to finish the eye look, and I have my Beauty Pie Wrap Star Tubing Mascara here. This is a favourite of mine. This one gives me fabulous length. I don't have very long eyelashes at all, so I love the fact that this can make it look like I do. I also don't like to wear more than one layer of mascara, and for me this one layer of this is enough for me to be happy. You can see the difference of one eye with and one eye without. So that's my final eye look using all three of these beautiful eye paints, and you can just see how versatile they are. So they can each be a one and done. One light sweep of any of these for a very natural light makeup look, or you can double up and really strengthen the colour and intensify it and almost create two colours with one paint. Or you can mix the three together. You can use them as eyeliner. I mean, one thing I haven't tried is actually mixing the colours completely together and seeing what colour you create. That's something when you've got eye paints that's so much fun. So if you did get more than one, maybe you could give that a go, because it could be fun just to see what colour you make by doing that. So I hope I've shown you the versatility of these, because they really are lovely. They're extremely easy to work with. Very, very happy with them. So how do I finish this look now? Just one thing left, and that's the lips. Now, as with the eye paints, when I did a video showing all of these and sweeping them on and off, I have had skin peeling off my lips like crazy. So again, I've learnt my lesson. I can't do that, and I don't think I'll ever be one of these creators that can. My skin's just way too dry. I cannot take on off. My face won't tolerate it. So apologies for that, but I will now insert the clip of me trying on each one of these shades so you can see all four of them on me. And I will try on my favourite now for you to finish this look. So whilst all four of these are beautiful, my favourite one is Rosa. And there's the doe foot. And this doe foot is a perfect shape if you want to use the fine tip here for lining the lips afterwards and avoiding using any sort of liner. It applies extremely smooth and it's so lovely. It's also very flattering and it smooths out the lines of my lips, look. And from trying these out the last few days, I can tell you this lasts a good few hours. It got me past one meal and a few drinks without needing to do anything to it. You can see here now how using the tip can help to line the outer edge. So there's Rosa. And if you do want to neaten up the edges just a little bit, you can go in with a liner. This one's called Daily Nude, which I think is a perfect match for this. Now this one came with the Christmas duo sets, the lipstick and liner, but there is an individual liner. I think it might be called Vanilla Nude, that might be wrong, but anyway, I have linked it for you below, which is a very similar shade. So if you're looking for something similar, it makes the tiniest difference. For me, it's this area here where my lip colour has paled so much that I use the liner mostly. But you don't really need a liner with these. They do line very well on their own. So with each of these liquid lips, you get 4 mils of product, and they're £12 if you're a Beauty Pie member and £30 if you're not. I did say I would mention about Beauty Pie membership if you're not a member. If you sign up to Beauty Pie, you can pay one annual fee of £59, and that gives you access to all of the discounts for every single product that they sell all year round. So that's just one-off payment annually, or alternatively you can pay £10 a month to have your membership. But they do have an offer at the moment which is really good, and that's a 60-day free trial with no obligation. So you can join Beauty Pie and enjoy the benefits of these really reduced prices and see if you like them before you commit. But even if you do commit, you could always just sign up for the monthly and then you can just commit to the odd month. So me personally, I sign up for the annually, and I started doing that 3 years ago, like I said, and I just let it roll because I've saved a fortune on Beauty Pie. I have skincare that cost me maybe 25-30, which would cost me 100 elsewhere. That's why I really started with Beauty Pie, but now they've started releasing so much more makeup, so it's perfect for so many things. You can get everything you need really, like I said earlier, skincare, hair care, candles, perfumes, makeup, and trust me, I love all of them. I mean, I'm not going to say every single product is my favourite because that's not realistic, but they never have a release where there's not something in it I love. So if there's a perfume release, I always enjoy one of them. Same with the candles. Same with the makeup. They really are fantastic. I could not recommend Beauty Pie more highly. I love Beauty Pie and I'm over the moon to be working with them right now, having this PR. So thank you ever so much again. So looking back over this collection, I'm delighted with this collection. As you can tell, I'm so pleased with the versatility of the products. As you can see from the beginning, the eyeshadow pen, which has the versatility of being used as contour, I think that's fantastic, and it's so good to be able to contour with a pen instead of having such bulky products which we often have. So being able to have that precise contour on the nose, for instance, and under the lips, oh, I love it. And I have tried it, as you saw in the clip, as an eyeliner, and it's the perfect shade to pretty much match with any eyeshadow look. So it really is a very, very useful, versatile pencil. Now you can line the lips more closely with it, but one thing I would say with that is be a little bit careful if you're going straight to the eyes, because mixing lips and eyes is not maybe the best thing. So just doing the very outside I think is okay, but just be aware of the hygiene side of things if you're doing that. And then the blush stick you saw is just perfect for a natural day. If you just want to quickly throw on a bit of the skin tint with the blush on your lips and your cheeks, a little bit of the under eye genius, and off you go. You've just literally spent 2 minutes, but you feel fabulous. So I really like that. I mean, obviously you can see it's not intense, but it's given me that bit of that flush of colour and a lovely glow. It's really, really pretty. I really enjoy that product. And the eye paints we've seen are extremely versatile, extremely easy to apply, and just beautiful. I really, really like them. I've tried them, like I said, 3 days running now, and I am very impressed. I've tried other eye paints, and these are probably the easiest ones I've ever used, honestly. And as for the liquid lip, well, you can see, just look at the finish on it. It's so comfortable. It's like a really soft cushion, a comforty cushion on your lips. It really is lovely. And it does have longevity. I mean, it's a liquid matte, but it's still really soft and hydrating liquid matte. I really enjoy it. So yeah, I've loved this release, and I'm really hoping there'll be more to come from the Sam Chapman collection. You never know. I'd love it if there was. I'll certainly be trying it if there is. Anyway, I hope that this has been helpful to all of you. If you've bought any of these, I'd love to hear from you below which ones you've bought and what you think of them and how you're using them. If you've got any tips for me on ways I haven't tried them yet, I'd love to hear from you. And if you're thinking of getting some, which ones are tempting you. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I've loved creating it, and I hope to see all of you again for my next video. And if you've enjoyed this, please do like and subscribe, and I'll hope to see all of you again for my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye!